Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm your host, the Ranting Monkey. And it's what day is this? Monday, Tuesday, Thursday? What day is this? It's Monday, right? Good morning. I hope you're having a good Monday. That's what I meant to say. These cold openings are always kind of like, oof. Live from New York. It's not tonight. Monday, I guess. Do you guys go to work anymore? I know coronavirus is shutting down the world. Saw bars and nightclubs and all kinds of shit are being shut down across the country. Don't go outside ever. That's how you get the corona. So I don't mean to make light. It is the most serious thing of our generation. Nothing is more important. People will look back for decades to come and say, do you remember that week we couldn't go to the club? Shit. Ladies and gentlemen, good show today, I hope, because I don't know how good it's going to be because we're going to be talking about the debate. Did you guys watch it last night? Oh my. I just finished watching it because I was busy last night during the stream or during the live viewing of it. And well, let's just jump into it. I mean, is it me or did the coronavirus take way too much of that debate? The first 20 minutes, nothing but them talking coronavirus. And there's only so much politicians can do. They like to talk a good talk, but the truth of the matter is the only thing you can really do is fund. We'll fund stuff. And maybe call in the military and have them quarantine areas. Or there's a place, I forget, I read about it this morning. There's some jackass who has coronavirus who's refusing to stay in his house, and he actually left the quarantine at the hospital. So they got him actually locked up under armed guard at his house. I don't know if that story's true. I just saw it and it's like, but there's very little the government can actually do. Reassure the public, give them facts, money where we can, and get the hell out of the way. Let the scientists do their job. Let the doctors do their job. Frank Hubbard, thank you. I'm still working because somehow mass transit is still a good idea. Yeah. Trains got to run on time, right? Something like that. So I watched the debate, yes, and the first question is about coronavirus. I'm saying it like that from now. Coronavirus. Because it's become a villain. It's become an actual villain. There was a question. How would you deploy the military to fight this? That's a paraphrase of it, but would you use the military, and if so, how? I believe is what it was. Like the coronavirus, we're going to send the military after it. Now, there's some good things the military can do. Setting up field hospitals, for instance, they can do that. They're trained in that. Unlike the Chinese government. I shouldn't laugh at their makeshift hospital falling down, but that is so Chinese. I mean, we're setting up this quarantine hospital to stop people from dying, and it falls down and kills a bunch of them. That just there's your socialism and communism, Mr. Bernie Sanders. Let's get that commie field hospital set up. That'll work. So yeah, it dominated the first. It's a 2-hour debate. So what's that? 1/6 of the debate was just about fucking coronavirus. And it comes up again later. The CDC has been talking about banning groups as 50 recently. There were, that news came out last night, didn't it? They don't want anybody gathering. They don't want you guys gathering. Stay away from each other, for fuck's sake. This is the millennial disease. Remember how we talked about millennials having no friends and we laughed at them all? 22% of millennials have no friends. Yeah, but they're going to live, ain't they? They're going to be lonely and crying the whole time, but they're going to live. They're, Shroom says hotels are open. I'm at one now because Rahman had mentioned it. Yeah, I mean, there's certain things I just don't know if you're going to be able to close. I mean, they're talking about maybe restricting travel within the United States. And maybe they should, maybe they shouldn't. Sounds like a decent idea. At the very least, recommending it like, hey, jackass, stay home. But as with always, the question is asked about Corona. And Bernard Sanders, being Bernard Sanders, doesn't answer the fucking question. He doesn't, because Bernard Sanders doesn't know how to answer questions. Bernard Sanders thinks every question can be answered with, if we had Medicare for all, this wouldn't have happened. That's basically his answer. We needed the Medicare for all. Coronavirus is allergic to Medicare for all. That's how you stop it. You bring Medicare for all, coronavirus goes away. Hospitals are being inundated. We have a very big risk of them being absolutely swarmed and not having the resources to take care of things. How would you handle this? Medicare for all would have fixed all this shit. What's wrong with you dumbasses? It's just his answers are so fucking telegraphed. Every fucking debate, watch every debate. His first answers are, look, Medicare for all would solve all our problems. He's oh my God, so goddamn annoying with it. I was happy to see they were both standing. They got rid of the chairs they were supposed to be sitting at. Because originally what had happened when it became just Bernard and Joseph was that they were going to have stools to sit on and an audience would ask them questions. And then coronavirus reared its ugly head and they're like, ooh, maybe we shouldn't put the two guys both over 75 years old in a big room of people who might be sick. So they got rid of the audience. They moved the venue, actually changed where they were going to have it, and gave them podiums and they were standing. I was like, oh, wow. They could both stand the whole time. I'm very curious because I haven't seen it yet. But if there's any of the Bernie people who last week were bitching and whining and like, Joe Biden just can't stand for 2 hours. If any of them have come out and go, we're sorry for suggesting Joe Biden can't stand for 2 hours. Do you guys think anybody's done that? I'm gonna go way out on a limb and say no. So they're up there. Joe and Bernie. Joe actually tried giving a decent answer. He's Joe though, and while he did better in this debate than I've seen him do a lot, he was still Joe. He tripped over himself a bit. Hey Jack, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing?
Not too bad. Recovering from my weekend. And then there's gonna be people in the audience like, wait, you get all drunk. Nah, man, I had grandkids this weekend. That's more harmful to your body than drinking will ever be.
Yeah, that's true.
Jack?
What?
Did you watch the debate last night?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You cut out. You just kind of faded away.
I'm sorry.
No, I think it's on my end. No, I ended up having some personal stuff to take care of.
Oh, okay. I hope everything's well, but I don't think you really missed much.
No, I didn't think so.
There was a great moment where Bernard Sanders spends about 2 minutes talking about fighting Ebola, because Joe kept bringing up Ebola and the Obama response to Ebola as, you know, this is the kind of thing you do. You get scientific teams in here, you get the medical community in here, you get countries together, and you come up with this one plan on how to fix it. And he'd said it so much that in Bernie's head, Ebola gets stuck. So for about 2 minutes, when he means Corona, he keeps saying Ebola until he finally catches himself.
Wow.
It was awesome. So Biden made Bernie have a Biden moment. It was wonderful.
It's contagious.
It's contagious. I just thought it was a great reminder that Bernie's actually older than Joe.
Sad. This whole thing is just, it makes me unhappy.
If we just had the Medicare for all, there'd be no Corona. I mean,
Corona.
Corona. There's no Corona. Oh man. But it was great when he started doing that. He said Ebola the first time and didn't mean to. I was like, all right, and then he kept doing it. He did it like 4 or 5 different times. I was like, ooh, somebody's having a Biden moment, and it's not Biden. Okay, so let's say they go over Corona for like seriously, man, it's the first 20, maybe 30 minutes of the debate. And again, there's really not that much governments can do. There's really not. There's not 20 to 30 minutes of asking 2 presidential candidates what they're going to do worth of stuff that the governments can do.
Yeah, especially our government, they're very restricted on what they can actually do against the citizens.
Indeed. And I get it. I did like Joe's answer. If you're going to use the military, bring them in and they can help set up hospitals. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both of them are like, nobody should have to pay for any coronavirus related medical expenses. I'm for that. That's fine.
Yeah, it's an emergency. Yeah.
They talked a little bit about how you're going to, these people pay for their mortgages, and I'm wondering how they're going to pay for their businesses.
Yeah.
When you have cities like Los Angeles and New York closing down bars generally don't run with a big profit margin.
No, but this is an emergency where that is a breeding ground for contagion. I understand why they want to do it, but man, This is just there's a no-win situation. The government can't win. They're either not doing enough or they're doing too much. So,
in the not doing enough department, both of them, not only is Trump not doing enough, you guys, he has done everything wrong.
Of course.
Literally everything. That's what they said. He's done everything wrong. I believe it was Biden at one point. He goes, all these things we're talking about, Trump has done the exact opposite of what he should have been doing. Like, what? Wait a minute, what? Everything? He hasn't, not a single thing has been right. Cutting off some travel to China, not even that was right. Not even a little bit. Limiting travel to and from the UK, not good at all. None of this stuff is helpful in a pandemic. I've played Plague Inc. I know what you do is you close off your borders. That's how Madagascar stays safe every time.
Yeah, so it's how a lot of villages protected themselves against the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
They would just, if a stranger came in, they chased them out, and they would put up roadblocks. That's a pretty successful way to keep it out.
So when even people like Andrew Cuomo and Gavin Newsom have come out and praised the administration and Trump for what they've been doing, at least for helping the states, maybe it's okay to give them a little bit of credit.
Yeah.
How about don't lie?
Yeah.
You really want to help with this pandemic? How about this? Don't cause more of a panic by lying about the guy who's in charge right now. How about, he's doing good, but we could do better by doing this.
Yeah, that's just ginning up fear. You're setting yourself up for a problem.
Yeah. There's no reason to take it that far. You can give the guy credit and still say, look, we need to do more, and this is where I think he hasn't done enough. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
But nope. We need the Medicare for all. That's going to solve all the problems. Like Bernie, even with Medicare for all, that wouldn't have led to more hospitals. Bernie actually bitches, I swear to God, bitches that we don't have enough doctors right now. And apparently Medicare for all is going to fix that.
How? Doctors will make less money.
Jack, it's almost like you read my mind.
I know. It's insane. I used to hang out at the hospital a lot when I had my lung problem. And the doctors were bitching about Obamacare because they now had like way more paperwork. It was way more complicated, and they hated it. They absolutely hated it. And I said, well, what about Medicare for all? And they said, if they do that, I'm quitting. Every single one of them resented the idea because not only is it going to cost them a fortune, they spent 10 years going to the doctor or to be doctors and doing residencies and all this. And they're going to get a bunch of hypochondriacs. And that's what each of them said over and over again. We're going to get a bunch of people with trivial problems in here because that's what always happens.
Yep. Well, we saw that with the beginning of Obamacare with a whole bunch of people who suddenly thought their healthcare was free, and ERs got just overrun for like the first week or so.
Yeah.
Like, go home. You're not even sick. But anyway, yeah, he actually like, we should have more doctors. What are you gonna do? Force people? Because that's your only answer there.
That's kind of how the Medicare for all thing works. Because if you say something's free, that means somebody's working for nothing.
That's true. That's true. But you're not just going to get magically more doctors, Bernie, by saying Medicare for all.
But just wait till if this corona thing gets worse and they start having all these people that are in the hospitals, in the waiting rooms, and somebody doesn't get in, they're going to cry racism because they're using triage, and triage will then be racist.
Yeah. The system. Yeah, Medicare for all is not a magic bullet there, Bernie. It's not going to fix everything. Yeah, we should have more hospitals. How are you going to pay for those?
Yeah.
With that budget that you've frozen, like this is all the hospital can make? Who's going to build a new hospital? Where are you going to get the new equipment from when you're not paying for it? You can't just take it.
Well, I don't think you know how communism works. They can.
Oh, I know how communism works. I'm going on the lie, his bullshit that this isn't communism.
His Bolshevik lies.
His Bolshevikian lies. What is it? Democratic socialism? Is that what he calls it?
Some made up nonsense.
Democratic socialism. Commie.
Yeah.
He learned it from Trudeau's dad.
I learned it by watching you, Fidel.
Oh, what did they go on to next? I don't even remember everything they talked about. It kind of runs together because there was nothing that interesting. I mean, there were bits and pieces, like they got into a fight over whether or not Biden was in favor of cutting Social Security, and Joe goes, "I wasn't. I didn't come out. You have lies out there about me, Bernie. You're running ads that are lies." And this is one of those government things, guys, because they have clips that they're playing of Joe Biden. And I could bring it up, and if we have to, we can. But clips of Joe Biden on the floor of, I think it was the Senate is where he was at the time, talking about how he was in favor of freezing Social Security. Now, in Washington speak, that would be a cut, because if you don't increase spending year after year, then you're cutting things. Even if you keep the budget exactly the same, that's a cut. And he was talking about freezing it, so that's a cut. It's not really a cut. He did talk about freezing it, and it was in relation to balancing the budget, which, by the way, we should get back to that at some point.
Yeah, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would. It would be nice to just go out there and be like, you know what? Maybe we're spending way too much money. What is our? I think our estimated deficit this coming year is almost $1 trillion.
Oh, it's got to be at least that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, y'all. We're spending way too much. That's almost enough to give everybody $1 million. That's a joke. I do not actually think that's how the math works. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, we're way overspending. But so, as part of the discussions about the balanced budget and things, one of the things Joe did talk about was freezing Social Security, not increasing it. And they're like, no, that's cut. That's cut. And they do that in Washington all the time. Like, he tried to cut this program. Did his budget go down? No. Where was the cut? Well, it was supposed to go up. Oh, I see. It's not exactly how cuts work, but it's how they work in DC. So they had that exchange, and there's a whole big thing on Twitter right now. Lion Biden. It doesn't rhyme the way you guys think it does.
No.
Just throwing that out there. But it's all over that. It's that specific thing. And then there was another one where, what's the other Lion Biden thing? Because he said that Bernie, what was it? Bernie supported or didn't support? Fuck, I don't remember. But it was the TARP bailout. That's what it was.
Oh,
Bernie didn't support TARP, and there were actually two different votes. One of them was for TARP, and then there was one. The TARP vote was actually under Bush, but when Obama came in, there was a vote in the Congress to limit TARP funding, to cut it as you were. And Bernie voted for one and against the other, and I don't remember which was which because I don't really care. So they Lion Biden, shut up.
oh, that is really not rhyming.
I know, right? It doesn't flow.
No, Lion Joe would have been a better one.
Lion, yeah, that actually. Well, see, then there'd be like Lion Joe. That makes him sound like he's a
Big
strong,
lion,
like a lion.
Oh, well, I mean, they could go with like I don't know. His name really doesn't add itself to.
How about Jumblin' Joe?
Oh, there you go.
Jumblin' Joe works, I think, a lot better than anything else. Joe did tell us that he's in basically perfect health.
Yeah, except for the Alzheimer's.
They asked the candidates, with coronavirus out there, what are you doing to protect yourself? And Bernie's, I'm getting the Medicare for all. That's not what he said. He said he's staying away from crowds and being a curmudgeon. Nobody wants to talk to me anyway, so it's no big deal. And then they asked Biden, and Biden says, I don't have any of those underlying health issues that you mentioned. I'm actually in really good health. So there's the start. I'm like, that's not something you're doing, Joe. But he goes on, yeah, we're limiting crowds. We're having our online town hall, which, by the way, Joe, you probably shouldn't have brought that up.
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
You probably shouldn't have reminded everybody about that. Just throwing that out there. That was bad. That was so bad.
Oh man, that was.
Hey Joe, if you need somebody to produce your next show, give me a chat, man. Or give me a shout out. I can do it for you from my house, and it would be better than what happened there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Lamented Guide, thank you so much. Hashtag Joe Blows. That's not bad either. Joe Blows would have been a good one. It's much better than Lion Biden because it doesn't come off the tongue right.
No.
Mild dementia equals perfect health.
Standards are low under Obamacare.
Yeah, look, hey, he won't die of corona, but he won't remember that he didn't die of corona. So, what else did they talk about? They brought up Bernie, and his praise for various different communists, and he actually says this that China's a horrible place. They're mean to the people, but nobody can deny that they're making more money now.
That's what they made like 8 cents an hour before. Now they make 10. What? I don't understand how that's an improvement.
He got a lot. The Chinese government, from starting, I guess, with Mao, has done a great job in lifting people out of poverty.
What?
In China? Yeah, it's.
Whew. Has he been to China? It's still a very poor country.
Nah, man. Look. We don't need to praise the dictator, but we can't deny the progress that they've made.
Separate the art from the artist, I see.
Yes, indeed. You have to break a few eggs if you want to make an omelet, Jack.
Yeah, that's how you get those killing fields and famines and people getting disappeared by force.
Well, I mean, look at it this way, Jack. All right. You've got one Chinese guy who's making $15 a month. And you have another Chinese guy who's making $10 a month, right? That means together they're making $25 a month or $12.50. That's where they're okay. You with me so far?
Yeah.
That's the average pay. Now, that guy who's making $10 a month said something bad about the Chinese government. So you shoot him in the head. Now you have one guy making $15 a month. You just increased the overall pay because you went from $12.50 with those two guys to $15 with the one.
That's true. Plus,
Communist
he now
math.
gets an extra half ration of rice because the other guy's not there to eat it. So the redistribution works out better.
Exactly. You raise people out of poverty by killing off everyone else.
Wow.
It's just, oh God. Bernie, how about just, you know what? I don't support dictators. How about just that? Just leave it at that. No, look, they taught the Cubans to read. Which is a good thing because they had a sign going America that way. And a lot of them swam. God, just let it go, Bernie. Just stop it. We also learned that Biden has come around. Oh, this one was kind of a dig at Bernie. Biden has apparently embraced Elizabeth Warren's College for Everybody plan.
Wow. That she probably stole from Bernie.
Yeah. And they actually bring it up that way. You've embraced Elizabeth Warren's plan in this. And Joe goes, yeah, I'm embracing that plan. It's because they asked him what changed because you didn't used to be on the College for All train. And he said, well, she should be commended for the work she did here. And Bernie's like, whoa, I did this 4 years ago. I was saying this and people call me radical. Well, you are radical because you're a fucking little commie, but yeah, I'm like, whoa, did they really just ask him about embracing Warren's plan? Wow. Yeah, because she straight up stole that from Bernie. I wish Bernie would have said that. I wish he would have come out and gone, look, that was my plan. I'm the one who did that. She cribbed it off of me, but you know they can't talk bad about the Whammons, Jack.
Oh God.
Oh, yeah. Which reminds me of two other moments that I absolutely desperately need to talk about. First of all, Biden is committed to a woman vice president.
Of course.
Which I think we all knew he was going to do, right?
Yeah, Hillary.
No, I actually think my money is still on Harris. Scribe thinks it's going to be this chick out of Florida. I forget her name. I could see her too. But they asked Bernie, will you commit to a woman vice president? He did not say yes. Well, he said, I'm leaning that way.
Well, he's got to check it and see if he can redistribute the gender equality. Maybe go with a non-binary two-spirit person with 5 headmates.
I thought it was funny, though, because Joe just flat out, I will have a female vice presidential candidate. And Bernie, will you commit to the same? Because they asked Biden that, and he says yes. And then they go over to Bernie, and they're about to ask him the question. And he goes on to one of his rambling rants about probably about Medicare for all again. And seriously, he did it like 8 times during this debate. Medicare for all, save everything. That's how Jesus came out of the tomb. Medicare for all gave us the Messiah.
He's like the worst wizard ever. He's got one spell.
So they try to ask him, but he goes into his rambling thing. And he finally finishes whatever the fuck he was talking about. And she goes, I just want to be clear. Biden here has said he's going to have a female candidate. Are you going to commit to the same thing? And he weasels. He's saying, yeah, I think so, but he doesn't actually say, yeah. He could have just said, no, I'm not. I'm going to take the best person. I'm going to look at everything and take the best person.
Communists talking about merit, really?
I know, right? Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That he might not be technically lying because he doesn't know if Michelle Obama is a dude or a chick.
That could be it too. Or hell, maybe he's going with Beyonce.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, that's just a dude. We know.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we are brought to you by you. If you're enjoying the stream, please hit the like button. Please share. And please consider donating to me or Jack. We enjoy entertaining you, and we will do it for free. But if you can help us out, we really do appreciate it. Nuts, thank you so much for dropping our links into chat there.
Yep.
We'll talk about shilling later, Jack. I had an interesting thought on that.
Oh, awesome.
Now, the second moment I had to talk about. First of all, I didn't see this live, guys, so I don't know if it happened live, or if it was the video that I was watching had this screw up. So if somebody did watch it live, please let me know. Originally, Jack, they were supposed to be taking questions from the audience, right?
Yeah.
But then they got rid of the audience. And so they have one question that they actually take from somebody in Arizona, they tell us. We asked people in Arizona, and here's a question we got. Now, this video starts playing on the screen, and something is wrong with the audio, and it just starts overlapping as the candidates try to answer. And it's just a horrible moment, man. It looked like they let Biden's team run this thing. And but the gist of the question was this, and this is what she starts off by saying. Women are the canary in the coal mine of liberal policies.
What?
So what the bitch said, yeah, that is almost a direct quote. I might have it off by just a little tiny bit, but she the canary in the coal mine. And it's basically she's asking, what are you going to do to make sure I get my abortion and all my supportings, And of course, neither one of them called her out on that and went, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? They argued about the Hyde Amendment, Jack. Bernie up there. Look, low-income people should get to use their Medicaid to get abortions. Like,
what? No.
Yeah. Why shouldn't they be allowed to? Why shouldn't they be allowed to get abortions with your federal money?
Because it's my money. There are always strings attached when you get something handed to you.
The other thing, and again, I don't know if this was from the video that I was watching or if this was original last night. If you guys look at the thumbnail, that picture, the reason I chose that picture is because the stream itself actually hung there for like 5 seconds.
Wow.
It hung with that picture of Bernie where he's just looking like some old fucking crow dude, man. It was awesome. But yeah, I think that might have been where that question might have been where Biden came up with the I'm definitely going to have a woman president or vice president. He also said he's going to nominate a black woman for the Supreme Court, which I'm sorry, what? I don't have anything wrong with a black woman going to the Supreme Court, but committing to doing that, no, this should be merit-based. Our Supreme Court should definitely be merit-based. If there's anywhere in our fucking society where it shouldn't be decided on your color or your genitals, it should be our fucking Supreme Court. Caramon, thank you so much. Good morning, Jack and not Jack. I would like to nominate Bruce Jenner for Biden's beat. Try that again. Bruce Jenner for Biden. Motherfucker. The B and the V so close together are fucking me up, Jack. Let me try that again. I would like to nominate Bruce Jenner for Biden's VP candidate and Joey Buttafuoco for Bernie's VP. There you go. Oh, yeah, see. Abortion isn't a contraceptive. I agree with you 100% there, Dragon Mage. But Bernie thinks that it should be paid for with your tax dollars. I do wish they would have asked that about what just happened in Congress, since they talk so much about coronavirus. Ask these guys, what do you think of Congress trying to get around the Hyde Amendment for coronavirus? Do you think coronavirus targeted money should go to abortions? Isn't that going out in public and mingling when you don't have to?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, your abortion doctor is going to be right there. Just saying. And Caramon, thank you so much for the donation. I'm sorry I screwed that up. I saw the V in VP and my brain just went, we're going to have a Biden moment here. I do apologize. But thank you so much for the donation. There wasn't a whole lot to learn from this debate. I don't think there may have been any minds changed. There was another great moment where at the end, they were getting near the end of the debate, and Tapper, I think, is the guy who was, Tapper was the debate host. They also had this little Spanish chick. I don't know her name. She spoke in very bad English. Now her accent was thick as fuck, man. It's like, what are you saying? Because I'm watching in 2x, right, Zach? Zach, God damn it. I quit. I'm done. I'm not using names anymore tonight. Officer Buck, thank you so much. Because there's not enough trouble with partisanship and aged health problems. Let's just add race and gender on top. Indeed. Don't worry, man. We're going to have a whole campaign of that.
Yeah.
Whole campaign of that.
Mr. Scott said he should nominate an illegal alien to the Supreme Court.
Oh, yeah. Remind me. I want to talk about immigration. I forgot what I was just talking about, though. Oh, they're getting towards the end of the debate, and Tapper asks Biden. He says, "Bernie has brought out the Latino vote in California and Arizona, and it hasn't really turned out for you. What are you going to do to change that?" And Biden's answer was wonderful. It was wonderful. You know what his answer was? People are turning out for me. So I'm kicking his ass up and down the coast, man. What are you talking about? He goes, they're all coming out for me. And then they asked Biden, they asked Bernie, you've had some trouble with African-American voters. How are you going to change that? Medicare for all is going to solve all the problems.
Oh, seriously?
I don't remember, honestly. But probably. I don't remember what he said exactly, but neither one of them addressed the actual criticism towards them there.
Of course not.
And it is a valid question. Like, how come, this demographic isn't coming out for you? One, I really hate the demographic questions anyway, but these are Democrats and they love it. So let's talk about it, shall we? Let's just bring that out into the open and ask people, why aren't you popular with this group? What do you think your problem is? Huh, hunky? Joe did tell us that not only was he going to nominate a Black woman for the Supreme Court, his administration is going to represent the people. Now, they didn't ask him, and I really wish they would have. Is that going to be a direct representation? Is that going to be like only 12% of your administration can be Black? And if you find one more Black person who would be qualified in there, you got to be, sorry, that puts us over the limit.
Yeah.
Are you going to be, look, I'm sorry, we have to have 63% white majority in here.
We need an Inuit intern.
It's always funny when they say, I'm going to have a representative. Well, define representative. I mean, are you only going to, what is Asians make up less than 5% of the population?
Yeah.
So you can't have more than 5% of your administration be Asian? That seems rather, I don't know, discriminatory. But let's talk about immigration. Oh, Jack, you would have loved this part. Basically, both of them committed to open borders. They didn't say they're doing that. They actually argued against that. That's what they were doing. Because I believe I think it was Tapper who goes, wait, aren't you guys just talking about open borders? Or how do you answer criticism that this is just open borders?
And that's how Jake Tapper got fired.
Right. Well, Biden says in his first 100 days, nobody will be deported. Nobody. Yeah.
How's he going to pull that one off?
It's a good question, but he's just going to. And then after that, only people who have committed felonies in the United States will be deported, which is odd because they were also asked, both of them, if they think that local law enforcement should be reporting people to ICE. And they both said no. Like, well, what about the felons?
Yeah.
So yeah, only felons will be deported, which actually that works out well for the felons because then they don't have to go to jail here in America. We just kick them the fuck out. They can come back in and they're fine. It's really stupid. Basically, Jack, they're like, yeah, we are not going to punish anybody for being here. We're going to make them all citizens. Bernie has his pathway to citizenship for 8 million Americans, I believe is the word he uses. Americans. Pathway to citizenship for Americans.
slight issue with that one.
Feel like you're using one of those words wrong.
Right?
Joe actually caught himself because he said the term undocumented aliens. And he corrected himself and changed it to, I forget what he changed it to, but he got rid of alien. Whoops, I said alien. My bad. Yeah, he actually corrected himself. I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You mean the undocumented? If he corrected himself, so he said illegal alien, I'd have given him that. But no, he corrected the alien part. Like, for fuck's sake. Yeah, it was a shit show of Democratic. I can be more liberal than you. And again, I don't think any minds are going to be changed. We have Tuesday coming up, Florida, Ohio. Who else is voting? Illinois and Arizona. Is it Arizona? Yeah, Arizona. And Bernie's probably going to get his ass kicked in all of those states if the polls hold as they have. From the beginning in all of those states, Joe has had a huge advantage. In most of those states, there was a dip when Bloomberg came in. And when Bloomberg left, it went right back up for Joe. Yeah. So look for him to just kick the shit out of Bernie in all of these. Cryptic, thank you. You committed a crime. Coming here, deport them all. I agree with you.
Absolutely.
But Joe and I don't think Bernie actually committed to getting rid of felons. But Joe was, we're only going to get rid of felon illegal aliens. God. Monkey, he also called Wu flu SARS. He did. And you know what? He probably didn't mean to do this, but there's nothing wrong with calling it SARS. If you look up what they actually call this disease, it's SARS is part of the name. Because SARS is just...
They're both coronaviruses.
Yeah, SARS is a severe something respiratory syndrome. And this is I believe that this is SARS-2 is the actual designation for it. So I don't think Biden meant to do that, but technically he wasn't wrong.
He was accidentally not wrong.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure the dementia's getting to him.
And compared to Bernie calling it Ebola for 2 minutes, I feel like his one slip on SARS was okay.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Well, he didn't have a chance to sundown on that one.
Right. That was just funny. Because I'm sitting here, wait, did he just call it Ebola? And they did it again and again, and he finally catches himself. And he actually says, You've been saying Ebola so much you got in my brain. Like, oh, my God. There it is. Severe acute respiratory syndrome. That's what it is. Thank you. Yeah, I knew it was an acronym for something that's not necessarily a specific thing. So, yeah, but this is SARS-2, you guys. And I'm not making that up. That's not like SARS-2, Revenge of the Chinese. No, it's actually a SARS disease. So Biden accidentally got one right. He was due it. You know, that broken clock thing?
Yeah.
It's still broken as fuck, but he got the time right.
What frightens me because my grandmother, as she got older, she would forget people's names, so she'd just rattle off names till she got to it. Because she knew what your name was, but she couldn't say it. She couldn't process that word. So she just rattle off names, and I was like, I can see myself doing that. It'd be sad.
Any parent with more than one kid does that already.
Yeah.
Yes, all of us are scared of that when we get to old age. You know, once you start you throw the grandkids on top of it, and if you live long enough, great grandkids, fuck.
Well, that's nothing. My mom called me the dog's name once.
Nice.
I was like, oh, that hurts a little bit because she did love that dog more than me.
Well, when I was that's not nice. Shouldn't laugh at that.
She would agree with that.
My mom, I think I just got in trouble so much that she always started with my name. So yeah, when she'd go, if she was mad at one of my brothers, my name always came out for them. What'd I do? But yeah. The last part I want to talk about, Jack, is the very end of this debate. Something something interesting happened, and I don't know how many people paid attention to it. I haven't seen anybody talking about it, and again, I haven't got to look that much because the first thing I did was get up and start watching this. But so the debate ends, right? And the candidates come down. Neither of them shook hands or anything, and this was all part. They acknowledged that they didn't do that, and it was all because of the Corona thing, which is fine, no fist bumps or anything. This is Kyle. Thank you so much. Hello, chat people, Jack and Monkey. Hello, Kyle. Thank you so much for the donation.
Hi.
But so they come down from the podiums, and Joe goes over to the table where the three moderators are, and he starts, talking to them. Bernie comes over and just kind of waves to him and leaves. Well, as CNN is still showing the debate footage as Fredo and whoever he was talking to start discussing what happened during the debate. Joe Biden just kind of stands there and hangs out talking with the moderators until they cut off the camera. It wasn't hey guys, good debate, nice, we'll see you next time. Like, no, they're having a friendly conversation.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were probably giving him the questions for the next time.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look when you have this issue of people thinking that the press is stacked against Bernie, which, by the way, the press is stacked against Bernie.
Oh, absolutely.
Dragon Mage, thank you so much. Germany passed a law that allows police to break into your house and install Trojan on your devices and PCs. Wow.
Yep. Saw that.
Wow. That's why I don't live in Germany.
Yeah. Oh, shocker. The people that invented Nazis and the Stasi fucking doing something criminal sounding. Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to go over real good when the hackers figure out how to get into that program.
Yeah.
That won't take any time at all.
It's a stalker's wet dream.
Yeah. The debate itself, like I said, I don't think there was much more to. If anybody remembers any part of that I'm missing, let me know that you'd like our opinion on. But a lot of the same old. There was some back and forth, them arguing who's been right longer, and Bernie at one time talked about how he'd been on some of these things for a long time and says that's called leadership. Joe was like, oh, damn. Wow. And Joe shot back with that line a little bit later when he accused Bernie of being on the wrong side of something. It was two old codgers up there arguing over who's going to lose to Trump. Oh, yeah. So that's how I spent my morning.
Wow. That's I couldn't watch it because I had personal shit going on, but at the same time I was like, I really don't want to watch it because it'll just piss me off.
Well, other than Biden, there's very few things to take away from this. Biden committing to having a woman vice president, that's notable, if not important. Biden taking up Elizabeth Warren's college for all thing. I can't believe they're giving her credit. Elizabeth Warren's college for all plan. Both of them committing to just letting illegals come over and have the time of their lives. What else? What was anything else notable? I don't really think so. I mean, for the most part, it was pretty standard fare. And they did both commit to support the other, except for, again, Bernie kind of weaseled on that one. Bernie kind of weaseled because they asked him, if Joe is a nominee, will you commit to supporting him? When I started this campaign, I said, we got to beat the Trump. I think everybody will support the nominee. I'll probably give him the finger behind his back, but he didn't exactly say, absolutely, yes, I will come out and campaign for him, which I believe is what they were wanting him to do. So there's that little bit of weasel there. But I'll come out and support him, of course. Biden taking credit for everything was annoying. He's been doing that all along. if you listen to Joe Biden in all of the debates, you would think he was actually president instead of Obama, because every single fucking issue, Obama put me in charge of that, and I took care of it personally. And Obama's at home going, what the fuck does Honky just say? Did he just take credit for what I did again? Yeah, that's the worst part of the look for Biden, is that he, instead of talking about I was part of that, I helped on it. He put me in charge of that personally.
Yeah, it was. I don't want to deal with that. Here, Joe, deal with this.
So Biden took credit for Obama's agenda. That's awesome. Yeah, he's done it all along. Any topic that comes up, man.
Well, what gets me? Sorry.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I've never seen that in a vice president before, because I've lived through Bush becoming president. I lived through Al Gore running. Has anybody else run that was a vice president in my lifetime? I don't believe so. But in those two, they talk about being part of the administration and wanting to continue that legacy. Not, he had me do it all.
Well,
I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was actually going to add on to that. Joe might actually think that he was in charge of those things.
At this point, sure.
Because I don't think he's lying. He just doesn't remember the reality of it.
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know how much he was actually a part of it. I do know they kept him out of the press a lot. Like, somebody put him behind a fucking door before we have to answer for the stupid shit he says again.
Right.
Because remember, he is a gaffe machine, and he always has been, because he has no fucking filter on his mouth. But that's not what's happening now. That's a different thing. Real quick, Pincalo, thank you. Joe freed the slaves and took out Bin Laden. Indeed.
Yeah, he probably thinks he did those too.
Yeah, he's always been a gaffe machine of saying things that he really shouldn't. But I've seen so many people, and we called this, man. They're going to look back at all the stupid shit he said throughout his career and be like, no, it's just more Joe. It's really not. Finn asked who I think will be Joe's vice president. I'm assuming he's asking you too. Again, I think Harris is probably the odds-on favorite at this point. There is that chick down in Florida, and she makes a little more sense because you don't really need to shore up California, which is where Harris is from. I forget the name of the woman that Scribbles has mentioned a couple of times. But when I see her face, I know her. I'm like, oh, yeah, that chick. And she's from Florida, so maybe. Although Gilliam might have just cost the Democrats Florida. Did you see what's up with him?
Oh, the guy that passed out and was found with a gay prostitute who was like dead or something, and there's a bunch of meth.
Yeah, Gillum, not Gilliam. Gilliam is Virginia. Gillum from Florida. He ran against DeSanto. I forget his name too. These people down there, I don't care about them.
We don't live anywhere near there.
But he lost Florida to the Republican by a ball hair, man, just a tiny, tiny bit. And there was a lot of talk. He's an up and comer. He's going to be the next Obama. I mean, they're throwing that word around because he's black, and you can't be your own person. You got to be the last black man that anybody cared about. Sorry, Democrats. Maybe if you cared about more black men, you could do that without comparison. However, he was caught in a hotel room, inebriated, I believe is the word that they kept using in the articles. They never said drunk. They never actually said drunk. They just kept hinting, because he says he was drunk from a wedding earlier in that day that his wife doesn't remember. But also in that hotel room, that's the true story. His wife, I don't remember any wedding. I don't know what he's talking about. Also in this hotel room, was a male prostitute ODing on meth. You know what they didn't find in that hotel room, Jack?
Women?
Alcohol.
Oh.
Well, no women either. No alcohol. They found meth in there. They find a male hooker ODing on meth. they find this Democratic politician blitzed out of his mind for unknown reasons, and they just let him kind of go. He's in a room full of meth, and they just let him go.
Oh, yeah, that's a political hotbed they're not about to get involved with. He's part of the elite class, Monkey. That's how this works for them.
Yeah, and he actually came out with a statement. I hope people respect my personal privacy and the privacy of my family at this time.
Yeah.
Excuse me, we have questions, sir?
No, respect his privacy, Monkey. Nothing to see here.
Do you know what his job is right now?
I'm guessing it's Marion Barry's personal assistant.
Well, maybe now, but at the time this happened, CNN contributor.
Oh,
yeah. I'm not shocked that CNN didn't cover the story real hard.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of gone away, man. The Democratic mantra is absolute degeneracy. Well, fair enough, but you can't blame or can't judge all Democrats based on this shitbag. But yeah, I was just drunk from a wedding earlier in the day. What? You know, I wonder what would have happened because they did let him go. If something had happened to him on the way to wherever he was going.
They would have got their asses sued.
Yeah. Oh man, that gay methed up ODing prostitute there. That was just a wedding gift? I don't know. I was drunk from a wedding earlier in the day. And you stumbled into a room with a
dude, sometimes
prostitute?
you're just wandering down the hall, and next thing you know, you're in a hotel room with some strangers. There's some drugs. There's some butt stuff. Things get wild. It's Florida, man.
It's Florida, man. That says it all, actually.
It really does. How sad is that?
Ranting Monkey porn star. Now he's actually a male escort. He's done porn work, but he's a verified hooker. So maybe they were shooting a porn. I don't know. There were no other people in the room except for him.
They were doing it POV style with their cell phones.
Yes. Imagine his wife scolding him. Oh, you know what? I think his wife, she'll probably have some initial shock and horror, but he's a wealthy man. And she now owns his ass.
Yeah. Those are politicians. So
Prospero says, again, I ask, where was Ed Buck?
Because he likes to fuck.
Ed Buck, he's the one that they finally arrested him after the third person OD'd in his house.
Look, man, that was all coincidence.
The third black hooker OD'd in his house, and this one lived. The first two died. Ed Buck being a major Democratic donor.
Look, everyone makes mistakes. It's not his fault this one lived.
Oh, man. Didn't he try to tell the cops the meth was sugar? I didn't see that report, Shelley, but he may have.
Would you be surprised? I wouldn't.
Well, it would be weird because everything they said was that he was completely incoherent. That they couldn't tell what the fuck he was saying. So maybe he tried saying it afterwards, but at least at the time, from all of the statements I've seen, they're like, yeah, we couldn't tell what the fuck this guy was saying. So we let him go. We have a room with a dude ODing, meth on the table, an incoherent motherfucker over here, and we're like, yeah, just let him go.
Yeah, there was some supervisor that's like, we're not getting in trouble over this.
Yep.
Just let him go. He's a political operative. He's famous and rich. That's a bad combination. Cut him loose.
Yeah. And you don't want to get accused of racism as well.
Yeah, of course.
That's a part of it. We can't overlook that part either.
And homophobia. This is how situations like Rotherham happen. Rotterdam, whatever it was, where all the kids were getting raped and the cops looked the other way. That's exactly how this starts.
Wonder if his wife teases him by saying, "Would you mind escorting the trash to the bin?"
Wow.
At this point, I think she's probably just worried about getting tested right now, and not for COVID.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, if you're listening, you might want an AIDS test at the very least.
At the minimum, I'd get tested for everything.
Yeah, you need the whole battery. Look, you can live with most of them, so start with the most dangerous, but you don't want to drip.
Yeah. It's like your brake line. You don't want anything leaking down there.
No, exactly. Oh, and I'm pretty sure it's a full stop on that as well.
Yeah.
Oh man. What a world we live in, Jack.
This year is completely nuts, man. I mean, I thought last year was crazy, but we've only been in 2020 for 3 months, and look how insane it's been.
You know what I blame? And you're gonna like this.
The Chinese?
Society.
Oh. We live in a society, I hear.
We do live in a society. You know what, Jack? People have been getting mad at me. And I don't think they're actually mad at me. They just want to be mad.
Oh, yeah.
I've run into that a couple of times the last couple of days. People are upset that I don't think the guy who was in that New York Times article who bought 17,000 bottles of Purell to sell them at a markup. I don't think there was anything wrong with what he did. He was price gouging. He's a dick. I never said he wasn't a dick.
Yeah.
I just believe in capitalism.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, somebody else should have bought some more and undercut his price.
No shit.
In a crisis or emergency, you're not allowed to do that sort of thing. You're not supposed to price gouge. There's laws against that. So,
yep.
I don't think he would get in any real trouble. It'd be like a fine or something. But yeah, he was just being an asshole.
We were told yesterday on the game stream that they'd confiscated his supply. I don't know if that's true, but I don't have a problem with him doing it. Here's what you do. You see that? You just wait till the regular stuff comes back in stock.
Yeah. Well,
it's not that hard.
That's what gets me is like people are acting like it's going away forever.
Yes.
Give it a couple of weeks and it'll all be right back there. And the people that overreacted will have a shit ton of it.
Wandering Lisa says, all this buying or panic buying is getting me down. By the time I have money to actually buy food, the stores will be empty. By the time you have, I don't know how long it's going to take you to get money to buy food. They'll probably be restocked by then.
Yeah, I went to the grocery store today and it got hammered bad. I went in for a block of cheese. That was my mission, was to go in and buy this little packet of a block of cheese. It's like $2, right?
Mm-hmm.
There were no eggs. There was no bread. Toilet paper, paper towels, hand sanitizer, all the stuff that's been out, still out. There was no rice, no ramen noodles. There was a lot of cheese and a lot of oranges. No bananas, but you could find all the oranges you wanted. Now, if you're going to pick a fruit during a pandemic to eat,
yeah,
and you're like, hey, it's the flu, get some fucking oranges.
Especially because oranges last a lot. Not only are they more healthy for you in this instance that you want that vitamin C,
yeah,
but they last longer than bananas.
Right? Bananas last you like 2 or 3 days, and then they're brown and you know, unless you're going to make banana bread or banana cookies, forget it. You're fucking done. Apples and oranges last way longer, and oranges have vitamin C, which you will also help prevent scurvy with.
Pinkella says, I was forced to buy white cheddar.
Ooh.
I actually like white cheddar.
Depends on what you're making.
Well, usually if I'm buying block cheese, I just eat it.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing I make with cheese like that is I'm using Velveeta, which I know people are, that's not real cheese. I know, but I like it. Shut up.
Yeah, that's government cheese.
Ramen's not real food, and I eat it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was amazing what stuff was sold out because it was all like highly perishable stuff. And like a lot of canned food was gone too, don't get me wrong. But it just kind of pissed me off. It's like, I'm here for one thing. You fucking idiots waited till last minute to prepare for a disaster. That's not on me. Get the fuck out of my way. They're
Yeah,
going to restock.
I told you guys that the only thing we really bought, we stocked up on some of the dry stuff that we already have. We keep it on hand just because I don't get to go out much, and better to have it, you know.
Yeah.
The one thing I forgot to tell you guys that we bought, because you just mentioned bread. You know what we did buy? Frozen bread. The
Oh, yeah.
stuff you just toss in a pan and cook real fast.
Yeah.
There's something people aren't thinking about, because your bread doesn't last that long. Couple of weeks tops, and then you're gonna have to go back out for more. If you're that concerned, you might want to look at the frozen bread. Just throwing that out there, or get the stuff to make bread yourself. You know, if you are that ambitious, which I'm not.
No, but yeah, I was watching something, and the guy said something to the effect of, well, people don't know how to cook anymore. I was like, that's on you. If you didn't learn how to take care of yourself, then that's your problem. That's not a me problem.
Mm.
You should.
Hang on. People are confused by frozen bread. It's the dough, you guys. It's frozen dough, and then you throw it in a pan and cook it.
Yeah, you can freeze regular bread for a while, but it's disgusting.
It doesn't unfreeze well. People freeze milk too, and that doesn't, in my opinion, come out very well either.
No, you have to do
Over
that with
on,
like skim milk, and that's already disgusting.
yeah, that's water. That's
Yeah.
water with some milk poured in it. Over on the Streamlabs, lamented guide. Thank you. Corona Chan hit my town in Delaware. Idiot professor at University of Delaware caught it and gave it to 3 of his students. Good thing I prepared like you guys warned us the past month. Yeah, and
Thanks for listening.
Lisa, and yeah, thank you for listening. That's indeed. See, we're good people. Oh,
No, we're not.
all right, we're informative. How about that?
Yeah, occasionally.
Most of the time. Lisa said, you know, she gets she'll have money Friday. I doubt the main panic buying will be over by then, because people are all doing this. None of this stuff, well, I don't want to say none of it. The majority of this stuff we're not out of as a country.
Yeah, we still produce a lot of food here. We feed most of the world, so
yeah.
Don't worry about that. Look, there were still a lot of like canned corn, green beans. What else did I see? Oh, canned chicken and lots of tuna. Apparently, most people don't like tuna.
You know, I was surprised when we went, because we went on Thursday, and then Lady Monkey went Friday, and to pick up the rest of the stuff we didn't have room for, and because we ran into my son, so we had the little one with us as well. So we just got what we thought. Okay, this is the absolute. We have to have stuff, and then she went back for other stuff, and she said it was a little more wiped out. But I want to warn people about this, because I've seen this going around too. There's a picture, and I forget where it was supposedly from. I think it was from a Target or a Meijer, some other store that has it. It wasn't a Walmart. I know that. It's like all of the meat is gone, and they show this shelf with no meat on it. And if you pay attention and you've worked in one of these stores, you see either they had a problem with their cooler, or this is just the day they're doing a deep clean on it.
Yeah.
The chance of everything selling out is ridiculously low. But the stuff will start getting restocked, and because we have tons of it in the country, it's just stores don't keep it all on hand.
No, they have distribution centers for that. And
yes,
if you know how they do things in most cities, on the outskirts of the city, they have a distribution hub where the trucks go and fill up their semis, and then they go out to the other stores. Usually there's one in like every third city or something like that. I know how Meijer does it. I don't really know how other people do it, but it's not that big of a deal if something's out. It'll be restocked in a few days, maybe a week if demand's still high. But I won't worry. Just buy some tuna or canned chicken, because they make pre-cooked canned chicken. It's like $1 a can. Just buy some of that.
Pincalo. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Pincalo says, thank a trucker today. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And God forbid those guys get sick. But real quick on the Streamlabs here. Thank you, Okie Native. It's the logistics of the supply chain, not lack of supplies. Exactly. There's a sudden spike in demand that they weren't prepared for. So they didn't have
Yep.
time to have extra stock on hand. That's all.
And Regis said, I used to work in a distribution center. My friend said it's nuts. They simply don't have enough workers and trucks to keep up. Yeah. The product is there. Getting product in isn't a huge problem. It's getting it back out is an issue right now.
Yeah, because what store manager expected a bunch of retards to come in and buy 80,000 rolls of toilet paper? You know, nobody planned on that. It's not high school graduation.
I do wonder, because if I was still at my store, one of the things I would have too much of that my manager would be like, that's too much, was always ramen, man. I kept, those boxes of the 12 packs?
Yeah.
I kept at least 2 pallets in my back room at all times.
Oh, yeah. Because, that shit sells.
Yeah, always. And the more you put it out, because even people who don't eat it all that often, we should have some of this on hand. And that shit would be flying right now.
Yeah.
Even it's all gone at our local store.
Yeah, it's all gone at all the stores around me that I went to. I keep a box on hand just in case, because it's good poverty food, but it's like beginner prepper food. You buy that and then you buy some meat to mix in with it, and you've got something that will fill you up and is not completely bad for you. Because ramen's just empty carbs, but if you mix some meat with it, it's actually not bad.
You know what? I was surprised that there was like no run on at my store. Soup.
Yeah. Yes. There was a ton of soup at the stores I was at. I don't get, if you're sick, what are you going to do? You going to eat that toilet paper? Or you going to have a nice bowl of soup?
It made me think of I think it was it the first South Park Thanksgiving where they have the can try for Kenny?
Yeah.
Supposed to be for poor people, but it's for Kenny. And Mr. Garrison, can't we do better than cream corn, and cream corn? People, if you're out there and you have to live off canned food, yes, by all means, buy some canned vegetables. But check out your soups too.
Yeah, get some soup, get some water, well, there's probably not a lot of water left, but get some Pedialyte, some Gatorade, the stuff you get for when you're sick to keep your energy levels up.
Yeah, it's just funny to me. Lamented Gas, says tuna plus hamburger helper. They've actually got specifically for tuna. Yeah, it's called Tuna Helper.
Yeah, actually. Yeah, and some of it's pretty good.
We were too poor for that as a kid, so Mom just put tuna in macaroni and cheese. It's actually not bad.
Yeah, that is pretty good, actually.
That says can your own water. Now, there's a lot of people, when it comes to the buying the water part, I'm less on that notion. I think you should go for other things more than that, because I don't live in the city, so I don't have to worry about your shitty water.
Yeah.
The only time you have to worry about your water actually going out, though, is if like the people who run the electric plant can't come in for a month.
Yeah, if the power goes down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always keep a week worth of water on hand anyway, at least 1 week's worth. I actually have 2 weeks on hand right now because I bought some extra because people were buying it up, and I was like, I'll just pick up some extra while I'm here. So, yeah, I always keep some on hand because we have a lot of like snow emergencies and stuff like that. And I don't really want to go out and boil a bunch of snow.
Yeah, we the only time we've ever needed is if power goes out or we had a problem with our well one time. That was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
The well in this house was put in the same time as the house in 1969. And it is a deep, deep, deep well. It's like 250 feet or some shit like that. And at the bottom of it, there's a filter. And it had just, over the years, had gotten just completely clogged to shit. I managed to keep the water going. It would go out for a while, and I'd go down there and work with it and finally get water for about an hour, and then it would go out again. Guy's like, I don't know how you got water out of this thing. Like, me neither, man. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was pushing buttons and turning things. And, but yeah, they had to pull the whole goddamn thing out. That was an interesting process to watch because it comes out sections at a time, and then they have to unscrew it and be careful not to drop the rest of it back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get paid well for a reason, man. Because they fucked that up. They got to redig the whole thing.
Yeah, that could be a bit of a pain.
So
formerly, Rodline said apparently there's a conspiracy net out there saying that this is all so they could force you to get vaccination shots to control your mind.
Yeah.
I don't think the government's that organized, quite honestly.
Jeremy says I stock up no matter what, usually talking about green tea and water, he says, at least.
Yeah, it's always good to have a little bit on hand in case of a natural disaster. You don't know when you're going to get snowed in. You don't know when power grid might go down for any number of reasons. You remember when the East Coast went down?
Mm-hmm.
The power grid went down in like 2004, and it shut down the power for like 10 states. And that sucked ass. And we had a big storm come through, and we were without power for 5 days. And it took out a large section of Columbus for about a week, and they couldn't hurry that along. So it was nice to have some stuff on hand. So because there's no restaurants open and quite a distance, and I wasn't going to drive because I'm lazy.
There was a storm that came through. It's been a couple of years now, but up in Maine, they were without power for more than a month.
Yeah.
Lamented Guy
sucks.
Yes. Lamented Guy, thank you so much. He says, want meals for a week? Cook a pound of ground beef, beans, and tomato sauce. Throw in any fixins, spices, and cheese you want, and voila, a week's worth of chili. Depends on your household. Chili in my house doesn't last a week, but I haven't made it since all the kids were here. And, you know, when you're feeding 5 to 7 to 8 people at a time, that chili's a good meal. But yeah, it runs out pretty fast, especially considering everybody likes next day chili.
Yeah.
Ice Storm 98, most of the state was about 14 days. Yeah, there was one part of it though, because I remember, was it that long ago? 98? Wow. There was one part of the state that was out it was more than a month. This yeah. In Maine, in the winter.
Yeah, well, Maine fucking
move,
sucks.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I would not live in Maine it's beautiful up there in the fall, you know, but as soon as that first snow hits, you better be out of Dodge, man. Fuck that. I'm not brave enough for that.
Well, we get lots of that snow and shit up here too, and I hate it. But yeah, God, I want to move at least downstate. Joe Biden had corn pop for dinner. Oh man,
he enjoyed it so much you could tell because he was petting his own legs.
That's right. He's sitting in his own lap. Yeah, this Corona thing. Look, guys, I'm not saying it's nothing, but you know, Jack, I was annoyed yesterday. I saw a map, the contagion map, and so they have a map of the United States, right?
Yeah.
And these giant red circles all over it. You can't even see the borders anymore. But if you drill down into it, it's like a city here, a tiny city here, a tiny city here, and a couple of cities have been hit hard. Like Seattle got hit. What do they got? Up to like 40 or something like that. Somethings. There's some bad stuff going on in tiny little sections, but you put it on this giant. Look how horrible it all is.
Oh,
you're causing people to freak out. There was a great video of a guy yelling at you know what? We didn't show that. Let's watch that.
Real quick. Thank you, James Colley. Jack, as far as people leaving oranges and taking the bananas, when was the last time you've seen a woman use an orange to get off with? LOL. That's a fair point. But I've never seen one use a banana either.
Were the cucumbers there?
I didn't look. I hate cucumbers.
I love cucumbers. They're wonderful. I actually bought some cucumbers the other day, but not for Corona, just because I wanted a salad. But yeah, ladies, if that's what you're doing, go get hardware. You don't want that software stuff. So this happened the other day.
Teacher says, how do you seductively deep throat an orange?
Very carefully, and that's the woman you really want.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now there's somebody who's being number. We'll talk to you guys a little bit later. It's your fault that people are freaking out here. You all are the ones that are at fault. This is no worse than the flu.
6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm reacting to other people's
Well,
reactions.
you don't have to react.
Okay, bye.
Well, no, control your.
Your your editors.
Thank you.
You're all the scum of the earth.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not.
Thank you, Ginger Snap, for the banana peel. Yeah, thank you for that. Did you hear how defensive that fucking cameraman was getting? You don't want to hear 6 a.m.
Yeah, because the guy's got to deal with everybody else that you're ginning up.
Yeah, that might be his normal time to shop.
Yeah, maybe he works third shift.
Yeah, the Walmart I worked at, there was a factory that got out every day at 3 a.m. So we had a rush at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I think the media knows they're assholes, but they can't admit it to themselves. They know they have a problem.
Yeah, he's not wrong. Guys, that's not to say you shouldn't worry about corona. By all means, follow advice to limit your exposure. But this nonsense, the reason we have panic buying is because of the press. That's what's driving this shit.
Yep.
It makes literally no sense. I want y'all to listen to me for just a minute. If you are planning to stay at your house for the next 2 weeks or the next month, for you to need a year's worth of hand sanitizer, unless you're welcoming a whole lot of people into your house. See what I'm saying?
Which would defeat the whole point of being isolated for 2 weeks.
Right.
Look, you should be aware of what's happening, but you shouldn't freak out because panic is what gets you killed. And other people panicking will get you killed. So you want to have your supplies now so that you can avoid the crowds and not get killed by them. Because people are breaking out into fights. You heard about that guy that got stabbed with a broken wine bottle over a thing of water?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck.
It was in like Georgia or somewhere. I thought it was Florida originally. I'll find the article.
Yeah, you don't need to go that crazy. And like the toilet paper buying, Jesus Christ, people, seriously. Seriously. If you're that concerned, you know what you need? Get one of those shower sprayers, and after you shit, go wash yourself. You don't need that much goddamn toilet paper, people.
No.
Sanitizers with less than 70% alcohol is not even as good as soap for this shit.
Yep.
No, well, sanitizer in general, I mean, for the most part, it's good, and doctors will tell you, yeah, it'll work some, but you should still wash your damn hands.
Yes,
it's not
bar soap
is be all end all.
Yeah, bar soap's way more effective, and that's one thing I've been seeing a lot of is bar soap. People are buying liquid soap and hand sanitizer.
When we went to Walmart last Thursday, no liquid soap anywhere.
Yeah,
Lady Monkey was looking for a refill because we always have the liquid soaps on the sinks. But as far as any soap, the only thing you could buy is bar soap, and
I have like 52 bars of that shit anyway because there was a death of some distant relative and they had a ton of soap, and I was like, I'll take that.
It's not letting me read this article. It tells me I have to log in.
Oh, sorry. I'll find another person that's got it. Real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. People always forget about the dried fruit and nuts. I have a large bag of sultanas just for snacking normally. Now that's my emergency rations. Yeah, man. People are dumb when they're scared. Anybody that says that panicking is good for you is a fucking idiot. So, buy some peanuts. You can get a big jar of Planters for like $2 at Walmart.
Yeah. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, James Colley. Which candidate was the media mogul who spent a bunch of money and still quit? He has to recoup his money somehow, padding his stocks and causing outrage panic buying. Yeah, I don't know if it's that far. I don't know if Bloomberg has that much. I mean, he's still his publication has put out some questionable material lately. They're the ones who gave us men are dying from coronavirus, women most affected. That was in a Bloomberg moment. Yeah, fucking morons. I also want to talk because I've seen this quite a bit. Oh, let's see. Police wine bottle used as a weapon during fight at Georgia's Sam's Club. Police say 2 people got into a fight. Oh, damn it. There we go. Into a fight at a Georgia Sam's Club after someone bumped into someone else's cart. Wow. Officers found 2 men with injuries in a small crowd around where it happened. Police said a man was in the aisle in a motorized shopping cart when another family tried to get to the same spot. The man in the motorized shopping cart hit the family's cart, which is when a woman in the family hit the man. Then police said men from both parties grabbed wine bottles and started hitting each other. Both were hurt and the wine bottles were smashed. Holy shit.
Yeah, like the one guy got cut up pretty bad. There's some other articles on it. And
yeah.
People are fucking idiots.
They are. But also, there's a lot of people, nobody's panicking. Yes, they are.
Yeah,
yes, they are. I've seen this. Well, look, if they're not burning shit in the street, it's not a panic. Yeah, it is. It really is. You got people panicked out here. You have them buying a lifetime worth of fucking toilet paper and freaking out if they can't get hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
Shit they probably don't use on a normal basis anyway.
I was at the sporting goods store with a buddy of mine earlier today, and he wanted to go pick up some ammo because he's going hunting. And he's like, I'm going to check out the guns. The gun display had like 30 people around it, and it was like every Yahoo you could imagine. You had your hillbillies right next to some gangbangers, and they're all looking at guns.
There was several people on Twitter talking about how all of their liberal friends are suddenly asking them for advice on guns.
Yeah,
like, y'all people need to relax.
Yeah, it's hard for people to come down from that and just take a breath and take a serious look at the situation. How freaked out should you be? Where I live, there hasn't been an outbreak yet. It has in the state, but it's a long way away. So yeah, maybe don't go out as much. I'm not going to go see any movies. They've already banned gatherings of more than 100 people. They're going to drop that down to 50. So yeah, okay. So you got to reassess what you're going to be doing. But again, I'm a homebody, so I don't really have anywhere to go. Yeah, Jetpack. I have real life friends. So
and yes, Dangerous is reminding us that there's a lot of different kinds of foods that'll last for a while. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. You could get some of those like energy bars and whatnot that have good nutrients in them. They just cost a little bit more,
and they taste like shit, but they'll sustain you.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they taste like gravel, but it'll keep you alive. You'll be amazed what you eat when you're hungry enough.
I was also surprised there wasn't a run on peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter is like the staple for doomsday preppers.
Yeah.
Because that shit will keep you going. It's got a lot of nutrients in it.
Tons of protein in that shit. They recommend it for pregnant women.
Yeah.
Protein, man. When Lady Monkey was pregnant with our first, she like almost lived exclusively on peanut butter and tuna. Now, that was what was recommended. It was also what was on WIC, which we had, but it was also what she craved. And it just worked out well.
That wasn't at the same time, right? Like she didn't eat.
No, not as one meal.
No. Thank God.
Different meals, different cravings, but still ton. Yeah, we went through a shit ton of fucking tuna, man. Yes, peanut butter is like, I have a jar of peanut butter in my room, actually.
Yeah, I got one over here in the kitchen, but I always keep
when I'm having a really bad day and can't get upstairs, I have spoons over there and peanut butter up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, peanut butter has sugar in it, so you do have to be careful. Especially look for some more low sugar if you're a diabetic like I am. But yeah, peanut butter is life, man. James Colley, thank you. Says, wish me luck. I got to talk to a police detective this morning. Apparently, my ex-girlfriend tried to have me killed. Yeah, it was the bitch with the 5 head. Don't judge. At my weight and looks, I got to take what I can get.
Damn, dude.
She tried to have you killed? What you did?
He didn't have to do anything. Bitches are nuts.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm asking not because I'm like, haha, you deserved it. That's not what I'm asking. But more like, did you date her friend? Did you just say, look, I can't do this shit anymore? Did you do something? And can you warn the people in your neighborhood? Yeah, I do wish you luck though, man. That sucks. That sucks.
Yeah. Be careful, man.
Yeah, because if that's the case, don't you have to worry for a long time that maybe she did get a contract?
I
Maybe
would.
somebody's out there going, yeah. We read an article the other day on Lords of the Night. That's what it was. It was an advice column, Jack.
Oh no.
This guy, he hooked up with this chick, and the first red flag is that she'd recently been divorced and lost custody of her kids in the divorce.
Oh, that's rare. So
Yeah,
what kind
that's
of drugs
crazy
does she
bitch
have?
right there.
Yeah, what kind of drug habit does she have?
Either drug habit or extremely abusive, and you have to be extremely abusive.
Yeah, when I was working with social services, they'd give kids back to crackheads.
Yeah. So he's hooked up with this chick, and she wanted him to kill her ex-husband. And he says this, but I still love her.
Why?
But, dude, you should not be allowed to make your own decisions.
Yeah, you need a handler because you're dumb.
Like, what in the actual fuck are you thinking? Is this the only pussy you've ever had?
Yeah, he's probably one of those guys that proposes the first time he has sex.
Yeah. Ooh. You ever see that show? I forget the name of it, but it was about virgins and their first hookups. And they had this one couple. It was a couple, they were getting married and they were both virgins. And like, oh, that's such a bad idea.
What are they, Mormon or something?
Yeah, they were religious. I don't remember what sect, but like, that's such a bad idea. Dude, what if you get in there and you don't fit properly?
Right?
What if she is really deep and you're really not? You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah. Or if she's shallow and you're very deep.
What if she likes you to slap her around and you're not into that, or you're into it and she's not? I mean, you got to work these. I really am. They kissed really awkward on the altar. Yes, they did, Mr. Dax. They were a really weird couple. But I think you test drive before you buy. And that goes for men and women. Don't be whores either side, but test drive before you buy. If you're getting to the point where, okay, maybe we'll get married, you should fuck. That's a monkey rule right there. First date rules, ask her if she has a bucket. Oh, are we talking what I think we're talking about?
Probably.
I feel like that's a second date question. Save that one for a second date.
Real quick, thank you, Harry Satch. The donation. Hide from your psychotic ex for 3 months. Go to 4patriots.com. That's the number 4patriots.com.
That's a good reminder. Ladies and gentlemen, we are brought to you by you. Please hit the like button. Please share. Don't be embarrassed. Your friends will like you for sharing this. And yeah, please support us if you can, because YouTube doesn't. And I can't give Jack money because I'm poor. So throw shekels at Jack here. The links are in both the description and have been going through your chat. I told you I wanted to talk about shilling. And I was watching a Jordan Peterson video the other day.
Oh, yeah.
It's an old one. And he was discussing business. And I'd never seen him do that before. That's what made me click on it in the first place. Like, oh, Jordan talking about business. And he was talking about shilling. He didn't use that word because he's academic. What's the word they use? Marketing yourself and marketing your product. And he's talking about how people hate that. And I was reminded when I first got onto YouTube about how much people hate it. And when you first do it, it does feel weird. When you're out there trying to sell yourself, it feels weird.
Yeah.
But nobody else is going to do it for you unless you pay them to.
Yeah, that's expensive though.
It really is. And it just happened that right after I saw this, there was somebody offering their services for free. And no, not like hooker. Or I guess that would be a slut, right? But like their artistic services. I'm like, don't do that. Sell yourself. At least take $1, man.
Yeah.
At least take $1. At least it feels weird shilling yourself, but there's nothing wrong with doing it. You can overdo it. Absolutely. If you have a 3-minute video and 4 minutes of it is you talking about yourself and how people should support you, then that's probably overdoing it a little bit. But you know what sold me on selling myself, Jack? When I used to make videos a lot and I would put my t-shirts at the very beginning of the videos, there were a lot of people like, why do you do that? Like one, Philly D used to do it and I had to try it to see if it worked. And two, you know what? It works. It works a lot. Don't be afraid to sell yourself, guys, and don't sell yourself short.
Well, you have a Teespring store that's listed in the description, don't you?
I do indeed. And while I still need to get that just let it happen mug done, there's a lot of other stuff up there.
That's true. I also have a Teespring. I'll link in the chat. But I like the Teespring thing. It's a good way for people to support you while at the same time getting a little something for themselves.
Indeed, indeed. And I haven't got any of the shirts yet, and it's not because I don't want to support myself. I can't wear them.
Yeah.
Maybe someday I'll get one and tack it up on the wall behind me or something if I ever do like face cam, but I don't wear shirts very often because it hurts. So like I could get one of my own shirts, but why? I should get them for Christmas presents this year.
I like the comfort ones, the comfort tees.
Yeah,
because I've gotten a couple of t-shirts off Teespring to support people, and yeah, they're pretty comfortable. I like them a lot. They're good quality shirts. I was actually kind of surprised because I thought they'd be crap.
I pwn all noobs because I rock. Says Monkey got me back into YouTube years ago because it was so wholesome. Is that facetious? I can't tell if it is or not. Philly D became a pretentious asshole. Would you do that too? Wait, he didn't. Or wait, he did that already, didn't he? Am I a pretentious asshole, Jack? I'm an
no,
asshole.
but Philly D is, and he became a pretentious asshole already. So,
yeah. See, even Phil with this shilling stuff, as dumb as him trying to sell his own cereal was. I respect the game. It's his content that has changed that's really bothered me. He's a pretentious dick. And the biggest example of that shit he pulled with the Covington kids, he's taking time off and he just has to make this video. He is so moved by this horrific deed these kids did, which by the way, by the time he made that, everybody already knew that video was bullshit. That little tiny clip that was used for the outrage and that one picture that was used for the Washington Post article, that was all bullshit. We already knew that. And if he'd have just taken the time to look, he'd have known that. But he just had to get out there and preach, you guys. Phil, get out from your own ass, man. You'll be much better off. I love you. She's so cute. Oh, my wife is beautiful. Just throwing that out there. Oh, my nose itches.
It's like Corona.
It's the Corona. No, I'm telling you, Jack, there was a moment this weekend I was like, oh, please let me have Corona. I just want to die. I woke up Saturday morning, man, and I was in so much pain. So much pain. Felt like somebody had purposefully gone through and hit every bone in my body with something hard. I've mentioned this before. At the worst of times with this, I can feel my fucking bones And I was having one of those days, and little butt wanted to play, and I can't tell her no. I wish I could. I wish I could, but I can't. So I just pushed through and we played, and I was just like, please let me die. I don't want it to be my fault I can't play. But yeah, all three of the grandkids were up. So I was in a good place. I was happy. They're such sweet little girls. The youngest, who is 4 months old, she reached for me twice, you guys. This weekend, this child that can barely hold herself up twice reached her arms out for grandpa. She couldn't get them up very high because she's still learning that. But twice. And then she did it to Lady Monkey. I'm like, don't count now because she already did it for me. Ha, twice. I can't watch Philly D anymore. I used to enjoy his content, but he's a straight LA SJW and that pretends to be a centrist. I see. Here's the thing. I don't think he pretends to be a centrist. I think he pretends to care about what you think. Dog Backwards, thank you so much for the sticker that says thanks in a heart. That's very kind of you. Yes, he's absolutely a liberal, and when he gives his opinion, you can tell that. The problem for me is that, of course, this is a conversation. I care about what you think. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Because comments in the comment section help boost your visibility in the rankings.
Yeah.
You're worried about hitting the algorithm. Don't lie.
Hey, mate, I love your work as always. I've got my first date since my wife died in a few days. Wish me luck. Deckfish, thank you for the kind words. But one, I'm sorry to hear about your wife. Two, I hope you have a great date. And three, the way you wrote that sounds like your wife is dying in a few days, which I think would make us accessories right now.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I won't remember this conversation in 10 minutes. It's 8 in the morning here. I've been up all night. I don't even know what day it is half the time. But, man, I hope you have a good time on your date. Just relax. Don't overthink it. Just have fun.
Indeed. In all seriousness, I hope you have fun. And again, sorry to hear about your wife. And yeah, just go out there and be yourself. Have fun. Yeah, that's not something I recommend to a lot of people, to be yourself.
No, because most people are boring. You can't be yourself. Be a pirate.
He says, sorry, my grammar was terrible. She died a few years ago. Sorry, guys. No, don't be sorry. I'm sorry for making the joke because it's not. I always feel weird joking about death if it's not something that was directly related to me.
Yeah.
Because I am very much a grim person when it comes to humor.
But helps you get through.
Yeah. It's just the way you wrote it, dude. Throwing it out there. No, I hope you have a great date. I really do.
Yeah, just you go out there and have fun, and don't overthink it. Just it's hard getting back on your feet after you've been out of the game for a while. And dating as you get older really sucks ass. So just have fun.
Mr. Dax throws out some good advice. Says if you use hand sanitizer, wait a minute before you're fingering her. That's good advice.
Yeah,
that's for anybody. You're gonna burn something, and she's gonna hate you. Now, after you finger, make sure you use hand sanitizer.
Yeah, she might have the corona up there.
You don't know where she's been. She got corona cooch.
Dear doctor, can I get corona by going down on a check? Just curious.
Just curious.
Do queefs contain the corona?
Jennifer says, you got that right, Jack? I'm in my 40s. Dating sucks. Yeah. I imagine it would, man.
Yeah, I'm in my mid, soon to be late 40s, and it blows. People are nuts. They're bringing all their baggage with you. If they've got kids, then you've got to deal with the ex, and there's just all sorts of myriad of quirky problems. You have to deal with their personality traits that they've developed over the years, especially if they've never been married. It gets really annoying.
I've been married a long time. I've been out of the dating game for I don't think I ever really technically got into it. But I don't know. I would have trouble dating somebody with kids. And it's not because they have kids, but I love kids and I wouldn't want to get attached to them only to have them like yanked away, you know? I've heard stories about that. And like Satsu, man, he actually helped raise this chick's kid from a baby to I want to say 2 or 3 years old. And then that just fell apart. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
Frank, thank you so much. Who says I'm 34 in 10 days and dating sucks.
Yep.
I feel like we should have a dating game on this show now.
I'm terrible at dating because I just get annoyed with everything. I don't want to hear about your ex at dinner. You're supposed to be having dinner with me. I don't want to hear all your woes about your ex, but that happens a lot. And the kids thing is real pain because a lot of times they won't let you have any say in anything of the kid. Seen that more than once. I've been involved with that more than once. It's awful. If I'm not there to be part of the family, you don't want a partner. You want somebody that's just there to do shit for you. Or they talk to you like you're one of their kids.
Nuts asks if she's invisible in chat. She's asking that specifically to you, Jack.
No, I just saw you. I see the links come up, but if you asked a question, sometimes they seem to shadow ban them now.
This is Kyle. Thank you so much. Day 3 without sports. Had to go to the airport to watch planes land just to see some touchdowns. Play a sports video game. I'm married and that makes dating really tough. I hear you, Rodline. Lady Monkey does not allow me to date.
So limiting.
Which sucks because I feel like I would be a good date. Who wouldn't want to go on a date with me?
Apparently your wife.
That's hurtful. That's hurtful. You know what? This is a true story. Our whole marriage, Lady Monkey hates shopping. Hated shopping. And I like shopping. And it's not so much that I like buying. I like looking at stuff, you know. I enjoy window shopping. And you can put me in a Walmart and I could literally be in there for 4 hours and never buy a thing and be perfectly happy. Lady Monkey was this is what we're here for. Let's get it and get the hell out.
Yeah.
Now that I'm crippled and can't do that, she really likes shopping. I'm like, wait. Only one thing has changed here. Only one thing has changed. And that's me not being able to go with you. She's like, no, it's not that.
Yeah, it's totally that.
Give me a 1 in chat if you think it's me not being there. Give me a 2 if you think she just happened to change her mind on shopping. Evolved Potato, thank you so much. I'm 19 and dating sucks. Probably I've never had one, really. This is starting to get depressing now. Thanks, Monkey. Potato, I didn't start this. No, you people putting a 2 in chat, you stop lying for her. You stop it right now. Don't you suck up to her. She ain't here.
Oh, she is. You just don't see her. Real quick.
I say she could be. She might be out on her computer right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Bud.
She's totally watching. Thank you, Okie Native on the Streamlabs. There's a little for rent some companionship fund. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
That says she's an angel too. Look, she is an angel. I love my wife very dearly. However, in this case, only one thing changed.
Well, let's face it. Putting up with you might be a lot of work for her.
I may be embarrassing in stores. That's true. But not all.
I know I am.
There was this one time. Well, toilet paper. Here we go. It's a toilet paper story that's not Corona related.
Oh no.
We're all at the store. We're at a Walmart, and she's got the kids with her, and like she says, "We need toilet paper." All right, I'll go grab it. And as I said, we buy big packs, one for upstairs and one for downstairs, so we don't have to do it that often. And so she sends me to go get it, and I go off, and I saw something else while I was there that I wanted. So I grabbed it, and I saw something else, and I grabbed that. And so my hands are starting to get full, and I have to get toilet paper. So I grab these 2 big things of toilet paper. And as I'm walking with them, one of them drops. I have no real way to pick it up. So I just start kicking it down the aisle.
I've done that.
And so she starts hearing, shh, shh, shh. And she looks up, she goes, oh my God. I'm like, what? She goes, why are you kicking that? And I'm like, because it fell. Apparently that was really embarrassing.
My hands are full.
My hands were full. It didn't hurt nothing.
You were at Walmart, right?
Yeah, shit.
That is not even remotely the most embarrassing things that are going on at Walmart at that moment.
Well, also, this was, God, maybe 6-8 months ago. We're at Walmart, and it's me and her. We're walking down the aisle, and there's this kid. He's probably 19, 20, and he's there with his woman who's about the same age, and he's acting just a damn fool. You know, just showing off for her. You guys know it. We've all done it for a woman. Yeah. Or if you haven't, you should try it. It's a lot of fun. And he's just being just a jackass, and she's clearly got the embarrassed face on. And my wife is laughing her ass off. She's like, that's so funny. I'm like, you would yell at me for acting like that.
Yeah, but it's not you.
Yeah, that's what she said. But it's not you. Like, God damn it. So you like that behavior as long as it's not me doing it. Yeah, see, I have a theory, Jack.
Uh-oh.
I have a theory. My wife lies about how much she likes me to try to keep my ego in check. Because she tells me she wants to keep my ego in check. But I think she lies about how much she likes me so that I try harder to make her like me.
Yeah, that's a woman thing.
Damn women. Damn you women. Women, you know a good way to get back at your man? Donate to me. Monkey, have you met your ego? Yes. I'm well acquainted with it and I like it. I can't imagine being somebody who didn't like themselves. I really can't. And maybe I like myself a little too much, but I remember being a shy kid, Jack, and I would never want to go back there.
Yeah, it sucks.
It's when I embraced all of my quirks and shit that I finally started really, really enjoying life. What the hell kind of man are you, Monk? I research online so I can get in, buy it, and get out as quickly as possible. Well, I'm the kind of man who sometimes doesn't know what he wants, so I go in and look and see if there's anything I do. I could probably draw you Walmart's electronics section, and they don't change things very often, but every time I go there, I spend at least 20 minutes looking around. I don't buy anything, but I just look.
I try not to do that because I really I'm a freak magnet, so all the weirdos want to be my friend all of a sudden. And if there's a special needs person, they're going to try and be my friend immediately. And it's Walmart. So I make the option to get in and get out as quick as possible more often than not. I might check the clearance section occasionally, but that'd be about it.
Snubber says, speaking of liking, our beloved Illinois governor is dipping into our unemployment fund because of Corona. Well, at least he's not doing it for his own personal gain. That'd be what your other governors would have done.
Yeah.
You know, all the ones in jail right now.
The one that just got pardoned. Blagojevich.
Yeah, look, when it comes to shopping, I do. If there's like, I know what I want. And I go and I do my window shopping and looking around stuff, and then I go buy what I want. And that part is very fast because I know what I want. But otherwise, yeah, I like to look around, man.
I used to, but I just don't like people. So,
formerly Rodline says, I like shopping. My wife likes purchasing. You know, that would probably be a good way to describe how it used to be. Except even then, Lady Monkey, she wasn't happy to be spending money. She just, let's get in and get out. I'm like, no. A special needs person isn't that the staff in Walmart? How dare you, Dangerous?
Well, it depends.
That's just Walmart. The door greeters.
Yeah, it is just door greeters.
Caramon, thank you. I hate shopping unless I'm at a hardware store. I can spend forever looking for new tools. I love hardware stores. I'm not a builder, but as a man, I am attracted to tools. I can't help it.
Yeah, I like looking at tools and being like, oh, that's cool. I don't know what it does, but I'd totally buy it.
Yeah. Isn't that weird? Like, I will never need that. Can I get one? And Lady Mike's like, no. Like, all right. What about this? No. All right. Welcome to Walmart. Can I lick something for you? Jesus. Oh man, we had one greeter. She used to work in the store, and they thought she had a stroke, but she actually had an aneurysm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're lucky they found her when they did, and they were able to save her and everything. But when she came back, she was a door greeter. Twice that I know of. She shit herself sitting on the stool there, greeting people. And her reasoning for doing so is because, or for not going home and changing at least, was it was a long drive and she didn't want to have to come back. Like, all right, how about just stay home?
Yeah.
That's probably where Corona started, you guys, was her. A Very Dead Horse, thank you so much, who says, makes fun of dudes for having backpacks, but shops like a woman. What are your thoughts on cargo pants / shorts? Have a good one, guys. Thank you very much. Dudes who wear backpacks that look like little kids to me. Shops like a woman. I feel that's a sexist notion. And thoughts on cargo pants / shorts? I actually like them, but more for the comfort than anything else.
I like having the extra pockets if I'm working on something.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice. Or if you're out hiking or camping or something, they're great for that.
Yeah, if you need them, then yeah, they're great. Used to use them with the kids, because I'd have extra pockets for things for them as well. As a fashion statement, I don't care. Doesn't much bother me.
I don't know anything about fashion. Apparently, Disney World is closing all their locations, but they decided to have a big fireworks display.
That makes sense.
Thousands of people out there.
That makes sense. Have a good day, Saoirse.
Yeah, have a good one.
No, you said something about cargo pants. I don't remember now, but yeah. Oh, I was gonna say it's not like skinny jeans where I have an actual opinion.
Yeah, they're functional pants, and I appreciate that. I think I have one pair of cargo pants that I use when I'm working on stuff like with tools, so I could put a bunch of stuff in the extra pockets. I've got some cargo shorts there, but I'm old, so nobody looks at my legs.
Yeah, I mostly the cargo shorts. I do have some. I prefer to have my wallet in one of the front pocket or on the side pocket, so I can feel it as I walk. Dog Backwards says, "Take my kid's juice box." Thank you for the donation. You out there with your backpack and Capri Suns, I'm guessing. Oh man. What time is it? Oh man, it's almost 2 hours in, Jack. I didn't realize we'd gone that long.
Not me either.
These are somebody sent in some pictures from a store, and all the shelves just wiped clean. Well, that one's a toilet paper shelf, so you expect that. This one looks like a ramen noodle shelf, so again, you expect that. Hang on just a second here. Thank you, Rackham Sackham, who says, I had a stroke in Walmart. The women in the lingerie section weren't very happy, though. God damn it. That's not funny. People do that in Walmart. I mean, it is funny, but thank you for the donation. We had 2 people busted. 2 people, Jack, busted for masturbating at our Walmart. One was doing it in the...
It's those low prices.
Oh, it gets better. One was in the crosswalk out front.
What?
Yeah. And that's the better of the 2. Because the other guy was busted jacking off in the toy section.
That's creepy.
Yeah. That's the kind of people I live around.
Wow. You sure you don't live in Florida?
Yeah, Michigan's not a whole lot better.
It's just colder.
Yeah.
That's what Dangerous said. So what you're saying is Walmart is full of wankers.
Yes. It's weird, man. One of the Walmart shoppers are disgusting. There was a woman who tried on clothes, and we don't know who it was, but she shit in the panties she tried on and left them.
Yeah.
Walmart people are disgusting. Ranting Monkey, are you okay?
Yeah.
I don't know why you're asking that, but yes, I'm a little sore, but otherwise well. Thank you so much. Wankers that shit themselves. Yeah, we also had one. We don't know how it happened, but there was just a turd laying right by the jewelry counter. Like somebody was standing there looking at jewelry and just let one slip out. I don't want to know the logistics of how that happened, but it's a real thing that happened.
Yeah. Maybe they just wanted a better deal on that watch or necklace.
Used condoms found in the shoe boxes.
Oh yeah, fucking used condoms are always floating around there. It's disgusting.
It's fucking gross, man. This is how we get corona, people.
Among other things.
Thank you, James Colley, who says, "Welcome to Walmart. The best tasting windows are here, here, and here. And Daddy touches his no here and here." God damn it. Thank you for the donation. Oh, God.
Also on the Streamlabs, thank you, Frank, for the donation. A coworker was supposed to go on a family vacation to Disney this week and was planning on proposing to his baby mama. Now the whole trip's canceled. Would you consider that a sign? Yes, I would. I would absolutely take that as a sign. Like, maybe I should hold off for a little while.
Shlongdong Millionaire says, "Heard about the monkey apocalypse gang wars happening in Thailand right now?
Yes.
Since there are no tourists, they're to feed the monkeys due to the corona outbreak." One, that is a goddamn humanist lie. Those are not gangs. They are a gathering. They're not hurting anybody. How dare you?
Those are monkey tribes knife fighting each other. Yeah, I posted that on Twitter a while ago. It's pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, they need somebody to. That's how they get fed. That's what's going to happen, man. They're going to start freaking out. Like, excuse me, they're not like seagulls. They're not just going to fly somewhere else.
These monkeys are going to start panic buying. They're going to go pick up all the pine cones and hoard them, and then other monkeys will see that and go get pine cones too, because they think that there's a shortage or some other nonsense. Monkeys are very similar in behavior to us. So, yeah, they'll just start stealing foods and killing each other. Danger said, "Monkey. Walmart needs a new song on loudspeakers." No, don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Indeed. Oh, man, there's some weird shit that goes on in Walmarts. But that's because, they cater to the lowest common denominator.
Yeah,
like dollar stores on steroids.
Oh man, I would actually respect dollar stores more than the average Walmart shopper.
Why don't they have any kind of what's what I'm looking for here? Not integrity, but
like decorum?
respect. Self-respect. That's what I'm looking for.
Self-respect is one of those things you get when you're what do you call it? Socialized. When you've grown up around other people, then you get some socialization and you learn what not to do in crowds. Some of these people, I guarantee you, are hermits. Very dead horse. I don't know what kind of trees they have in Thailand. I don't pay attention to that. There's all these hot Thai chicks. Pine cones is all I can think of.
They're gonna wipe their ass with hot Thai chicks.
Yeah.
How come you never talk about monkey on monkey violence? We all know that monkeys are blasting each other when shit gets real. Monkeys will eat each other. They are fucking mean. That's why I do love monkeys, Jack. I really do. But I could never have one. Like people, I'd love to own a monkey. I'm like, what are you, an asshole? There's a reason we don't do that. Monkeys, they can get mean and they're strong.
Oh yeah, they're like super retard strength, man. They're like strength of 10 men.
And they're not like a gorilla that'll rip your arm off. No, they'll whip something at your head that leaves you dead, and then they'll eat you. Yeah, monkeys are badass, man. I love them.
Yeah. Oh, Piccolo said they canceled the Maple Syrup Festival. Canada must be in serious trouble.
Well, when the First Lady of Canada gets the disease, you take it serious.
Yeah.
I hope she's well. I really do. I'm not one of these people that's going to take joy out of anybody getting sick from this. Unless it's maybe, the president of China.
Well, that would just be irony.
Yeah. Deservedly so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't like Trudeau at all, his politics, but if he got it himself, I'd be like, man, I wish you a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, the faster this goes away, the faster we can get back to just normal life, which I think we desperately need. I want to go back to talking about people doing stupid shit.
It's frustrating because, we have to talk about it a little bit because it's pervasive in the news. And it's altering our lives, but at the same time, I'd like things to kind of just move along.
Let me ask you this, Jack. With this new scrub-a-dub society of ours, do we run the risk of overdoing it?
Oh, of course we do.
Because there's some things that I don't want to say necessary viruses, but there are necessary things in our body. I've heard about people doing this where they, over medicate and end up killing things in their body that's supposed to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wonder if we go too far with sanitizing everything. Things should be clean. Don't get me wrong. You shouldn't be sneezing in public and stuff. But how do you have herd immunity when you keep the herd away from each other? Kingslayer Damocles, God damn it! Thank you so much. Who says First Lady? You mean First Beard? I am not going to judge the sexuality of the Canadian Prime Minister. Fidel's kid looks perfectly masculine to me.
Well, I don't know either way, so I'm just going to avoid the topic. All I know is Canada is a really beautiful country, and it would be a shame if everybody died. So don't die.
I do have to say this. He's young. I haven't seen his wife. But he's young, and if his wife has corona and he didn't pick it up already, I'm like, dude, why aren't you hitting that? He's pretty. Did he marry the Canadian Hillary? What's she look like? Canadian. Oops, I spelled it wrong because I don't care about Canada. Just kidding, guys. I love you.
Oh, Piccolo said they haven't had any deaths up there, so that's pretty good.
Dude, she's hot enough. You should have had corona all over you. Man, what are you doing?
Well, he just might not have developed symptoms yet, so.
Man, damn, Canada, well done. Have you seen the Canadian First Lady?
No.
Unfortunately, for some reason, a lot of the pictures are kind of blurry. Maybe that makes her look better, but.
Is she part Sasquatch?
Look at this chick, man. She's cute.
Yeah, not bad. Not as hot as our First Lady, but she was a supermodel, so.
See, I think she's cuter than Ivanka.
Melania.
No, yeah, Ivanka's cuter, sorry, than Melania. I pulled a Trump.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Melania's probably pretty hot, so probably the hottest one.
I see Melania to me looks like a supermodel, and those they're beautiful women, but I don't know, they all look like, well, they look like you'd like them. They're like, eat, bitch. Like, come on, it's okay. Have a cookie. It won't kill you. Yeah, Canadians, well done on your First Lady there, guys. Is she from Canada? Somebody, get me her DMs. I need to slide up in there for a minute. Slide up in there and wish her well on her recovery. Yeah.
I hope you get better. Send nudes.
my dick pics cure corona. Cryptic, thank you. It's first lady. It's first lady. I don't know if I can say that right.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
No,
thank you, Cryptic.
Yeah, she seems like a lovely lady. I hope she's okay.
Oh, so do I. I do hope she's well. And in all seriousness, she's cute as fuck, guys. Well done. We don't usually get first ladies that look like her or look like Miss Trump, because mostly our politicians are 900 years old, and if their first ladies did look like that, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, the black and white photography era.
Yeah, a long time ago.
P-Dog asked what Canada was. That's where Canadians are from.
Mm-hmm. They come from Canada. Man, I said that as a joke one time to a Canadian, and they got pissed.
Oh yeah, they get kind of fiery about that.
It's like, relax, Canadian. You're the ones who
supposed to be nice.
I don't know why you don't call yourselves Canadan.
Because that makes no sense. That sounds like some sort of bad Star Trek alien.
Well, if you're going to... They add an I to it to make it Canada. So they're Canadians. I love Canada. They're the attic of our lives.
That's true.
Nobody goes up there unless they need something from Grandpa. Canada,
they put up with a lot of shit, though. That's for sure.
They do. They're great people, good people up there. But y'all need to learn to talk right. It always bothers me, and I'm sorry. I don't mean for this to be true, but like if I'm watching a new YouTuber that I'm not familiar with or something, and they sound normal, they sound human, and then suddenly they'll throw in a boot in there. Like, what? Wait, what? God damn it, you're Canadian.
Look, everybody loved Degrassi when it was on, so can't get too mad at him.
Motherfucker, have you ever been to Louisiana? No, it's actually one of the few states I haven't been to.
You are missing nothing. That place is a shithole.
Yeah.
I can't understand a fucking word they say.
The only reason to go down there is so that you can get to see boobies during Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And you can see boobies all over now.
Yeah. New Orleans is a dump.
Why do Canadians always say he? Canada. Thank you for the super chat. I'm not sure I said it properly to do the justice to the joke you were making there. But Canada, I love the Canadians, and they're good people. Good people.
Well, only the ones in this audience, because they're awesome. Real quick on the Streamlabs. Thank you, Atheist Icon, for the donation. Speaking of poo, I had to clean up after a woman who had a blowout in her bathroom Midas. I could never use Fabuloso ever again because of that. Shit was all over the wall next to the toilet and on the toilet itself. So wrong.
How do women do that?
I don't know.
Women at least point it towards the floor.
I'm guessing Kegel muscles are in play.
I'm telling you, they're grabbing their ankles and aiming it. That's the only. I've been there, my friend. I've been there, and I feel your pain. But I don't know what the hell. As you ladies get older, does your asshole slide up your back or something? I don't understand how this is working. If you could start your own monkey tribe, how would you name it? And what will be your culture and political idea based on? And where would you settle down to start the tribe? Oh, somewhere warm with good soil. Because you got to be able to eat.
So like Thailand.
Cryptic, thank you. Nuke Canada will never get winter again. I've been saying we should nuke Canada every winter I've lived here. And people go, what about radiation? Like, fuck it, do it up high so that it doesn't come down that far. Worst case scenario, we get good anime out of fucking Michigan. No big deal.
I don't think that's how anime started.
I think that's how it started.
I am opposed to nuking Canada. We may need to go steal their resources at some point because they got a lot of them.
As for the political ideology of the monkey tribe, it would be mostly libertarian based on the Constitution of the United States. What would I call it? Oh, God, that I have no idea. I'm not good with naming things. I don't want to die, so no nuke us. No, come. We'll give you a warning first. You can move down here. We'll let you in. North Dakota is not being used. You would all fit in there. And you can go to South Dakota too. How about that? Maybe a little bit in Idaho. They could use the voting base.
Montana. It'll look a lot like that.
Yeah.
No, I like Canada. It's a beautiful country. Most people were really nice. They don't have as many serial killers. Pretty cool place.
You tried that before, bad comic reviews, and 10% of your debt is to us, so pay up, bitches. Oh, can't look, Pink Hollow, I love you, my friend. I do. But do y'all remember when Trudeau was like, I'm not going to deal with Trump with NAFTA? Trump's like, all right, fuck you. And he's like, oh, shit, we depend on the U.S. economy. Come on. You don't want that 10% because we'll just take everything. We love you. We do. But come on. You're Canada. You can't flex. I mean.
Yeah. When we joke about Canada, we're joking. Whereas when we say stuff about Mexico, we're usually serious.
Yeah. Mexico is a different beast. We love you guys.
Yeah. Because Canada can take a joke. Mexico cannot.
Yeah. Yeah. The Canadians, I mean, they're us. Just they evolved very much the same way we do. The European settlers coming over, and for some reason, white people moving into the really cold parts of the world because we're stupid.
Free land.
And then Mexico is just a shithole. Mexico should be a beautiful place, a great place. We should all be like vacationing down there and having fun, but nobody wants to get their head cut off.
Yeah, no shit.
Cryptic, thank you. That's why they are Mexicans. I wish Mexico was a better place, and not just for the Mexican people, because I think I'm not a fan of airplanes yet. So if I'm ever going to travel anywhere, back when I was safe, that sounded wrong. I'm not infected, you guys, I swear. But I would want it to be someplace that if I had to, I could drive there.
Yeah.
And Mexico's right down there, and it's warm. I wouldn't go to Canada because it's cold, and I realize they have a summer there for like as long as we do in Michigan. But I would like to go down there. I think it would be a nice place, but you just can't because it's a corrupt shithole place. And see, that's what Jack was talking about. We're kidding with you, Canadians. Mexico's a shithole, and I mean that seriously. It's just a fucking shithole. I like Mexican ladies. They're pretty, but I don't want to get my head cut off. They kill fucking butterfly conservationists.
Yeah.
They killed 2 of them. The top butterfly conservationist, which I didn't realize was a thing. And then I think the other one was number 3. You should be eyeballing number 2, but the hell could a butterfly conservationist do that warranted death?
Probably wandered into a drug cartel site.
Born Mexican. That was his crime. Poor bastard. What do you think about the U.S. taking control of Mexico?
We already have California.
Yeah. I mean, we could run it better, but at this point, I don't. It's going to take a massive revolution down there to change that place.
Yeah, they have to they'll basically have to have a civil war with the cartels,
Mm-hmm.
and that's probably not going to happen ever.
Yeah, there's just too much money in drugs, man.
Yeah.
Okie Native, thank you. They raided 2 governors' mansions and killed them. Sounds
Jesus.
right. Yeah, like I said, it's just not a place I would ever want to go now. I don't know why people do. I know there's people who go down there with great intentions and want to make the place better, and that's great, but sometimes corruption just runs too deep. And in Mexico, I mean, there's so much money in the cartels. And well, we saw what happened with El Guapo's kid. I forget his fucking El Chapo. Is that it?
Yeah, El Chapo's kid.
Cryptic, thank you. We'd win just because they are run by Quebec. Oh, what? A war with Canada? That wouldn't even be a look. Canada has a nice military force and they're great people, but they have nothing compared to ours. We'd just be like, surrender, and they'd be like, damn it, yes, Quebec, would you raise the flag for us, you Frenchies? We wouldn't go to war with Canada. We love them. We'd give them a big hug and a noogie.
That'd be the lamest war in history.
Yeah.
Mexico, though, they got so many problems down there. It's ridiculous. And a lot of those third world countries in South America are like that, too. Until the people rise up and do something about it, it's not going to change. Or they get invaded because a couple people going down and doing like housing projects isn't going to change anything.
No, and that's what I was saying with El Chapo's kid got arrested. And the Mexican military backed down to the might of the fucking cartels.
Yeah.
That's scary if you're Mexican.
Oh, absolutely. It should be terrifying. But, they run that country and probably several others. So there's always, especially with a lack of will, with poor organization, no discipline, lack of technology, whatever. There's a dozen reasons that Mexico is a complete shit show. And Sinatra wants a link, I think.
Yeah, I just saw that, but I was also just wrapping up. So, Sin, catch me tomorrow, bud. With the way my schedule's going right now, I'm assuming that Monkey of the Morning will be actually morning time tomorrow as well. But we're at 2 hours. We're almost at 2.5 hours, Jack, and I haven't eaten since I got up. So I need to eat so I can take medicines. I don't know what I'm going to eat, though. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so very generous, and I appreciate it. Really do. Jack, anything you want to show?
I'll throw a link to one of my recent videos in here. And as always, thank you so much for the donations, you guys. It's very, very helpful.
Mexico is filled with Carlos Mazas. Oh, dear God. He's not actually Mexican. Isn't that something he got mad about? Isn't he like Cuban or something? Anyway, tonight we'll be on Satsu 2 cents for Lords of the Night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, then over on 2 cents plus for some more 7 Days to Die. We got to get our horde base set up. We have nothing ready, and we're like 36 hours out from the horde, so we have to get something figured out. Come hang out. It's a lot of fun, and should be a good time. Chat, thank you guys for joining me. Jack, a pleasure as always. Everybody, have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Don't get the